Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Today's question comes from a house cleaner who says, Angela, while I'm working and no one is at home, sometimes I like to listen to podcasts. Do you have any podcasts that you would recommend for house cleaners? This is a fun question for me because I'm really new to podcasts. I don't know why I never listened to them. Maybe it's because I didn't have the right smartphone, or I didn't know how to make the apps work, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not that technical when it comes to how the smartphone works, and it has all kinds of apps I'm just discovering. But a couple of years ago, I had a car out in Los Angeles, California, and I was going to drive it back to Charlotte, North Carolina. And so it was a cross-country trip, and I knew I would be on the road for about 3 days. And so I wanted to occupy my mind while I was driving to keep myself awake. So I did a Google search, like what is the best thing to listen to? I didn't even know the term podcasting. And podcasting popped up, and along with that came a recommendation for a podcast that was designed for men. And it's called The Art of Charm by Jordan Harbinger. And basically what it is it's a cognitive thinking series of skills where he interviews experts in the field of education and information and business and prosperity and self-confidence and self-help and all of the things that you need to know to be a successful person. So I downloaded the podcast on my cell phone and I plugged it into my car as I drove across the country. And I didn't know there were hundreds and thousands of podcasts on a variety of different topics. I didn't even know that existed. I just only knew about this one podcast. So I listened to this one podcast all the way across the country for 3 days straight. What's really interesting is it's not really designed just for men. All of the rules that they talk about and all of the skills are personal development skills that anyone, anywhere, including women, can learn from and implement. And so I was super excited because I came home with this new set of skills that I then turned around and I started implementing and using with all of my employees, using with my husband, using in my own personal life. It became a new part of me. But along with that, I discovered the world of podcasting. And so, of course, the next default is what else is there that's out there? And so I have a series of podcasts that are my favorite podcasts, and I update that list on a regular basis. And if you want a copy of my favorite podcasts, you can go to the show notes. That's the easiest way to do it. I'll put it in the show notes. There's a link. When you click on it, a little thing for your email will pop up. Plug your email in there, and then the computer system will automatically send you that list of podcasts. So that's the best way to do that. Okay, so having said that, I started looking for podcasts on house cleaning because that's our industry. That's what we do. And I found a couple that had some really great ideas. And I will put links to the show notes in those as well. However, having said that, there wasn't one specifically that taught me the things I wanted to know about house cleaning. There were some that were similar, but not exactly what I was looking for. And so as a result of not finding what I was looking for, I decided to create this podcast for you. And so when I first started learning about podcasts just a couple of years ago, I had no idea I would come up with my own podcast. That wasn't even on the horizon. I wasn't even thinking about that. The good news is that if you're watching this on YouTube right now, it's also a podcast. It's available on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and all the different podcast apps that are out there. And so if it's not on your favorite podcast app, shoot us an email at angela@askahousecleaner.com. And we will have our production team contact the person that has your app. And we will add this podcast to your library so that you can listen to this on your way to clean your houses every morning. The tips are only 5 to 8 minutes long. And so you can listen to one every single day on your way to work. And so that was my incentive for creating that for you so that you could use it on your way to work if you just even work in the next neighborhood over. So podcasting, I love The Art of Charm. I still listen to every episode, but that is one of my very, very favorites because there is so much helpful information that you will then use and apply to your regular everyday life. And if nothing else, it's just positive, uplifting, informational, educational, entertainment that you will use. So whether it's specific to the house cleaning industry or not is completely irrelevant. It's applicable to you, male and female. So forget it, Jordan, if you said it's only for men. It's really for women too, because I said so. Alrighty, that's my tip for today. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.